Good morning. Today I am going to teach you rusting of iron. So rusting of iron is also an example of chemical change only. But according to syllabus, we should study this one in detail. Rusting of iron. So just see in the school windows or at your home some iron objects are there. If they are kept out in open, then what is there? You might have seen that reddish brown flakes are layer deposited over the iron object. What are those reddish brown flakes or reddish brown layer? That is only rust. So rust is different substance which is formed on the upper surface of iron object. So, and what is the rusting? Rusting is the process of deposition of reddish brown substance on iron in the presence of moisture is called rusting. So, the process of rust formation is called rusting. And the reddish brown layer or flakes which is formed on iron object, that is known as rust. So, rusting is a very common process. And the rate of rusting will be more if the presence of moisture in the air is more, and air means you should keep the substance in the open. So the two essential conditions are there for the rusting. The first one is the presence of moisture in the air and presence of air in the air. So these two things, if object come into contact of these two things, the rate of rusting would be more. And some places where the presence of moisture is more, the rate of rusting is also very much high. Especially in the coastal areas, the rate of rusting would be more, because all time in air the sufficient amount of moisture is present.
Rusting is a wasteful conversion of a metal into oxide and other compounds. Rusting of iron is a chemical change. Presence of air and water is essential for rusting of iron. Let us demonstrate it with the help of an experiment. Take 3 test tubes. Add boiled water in the first test tube. In the second test tube, add calcium chloride. In the third test tube, add normal water. Now add a few iron nails in each of the test tubes and cover them with help of corks. After a few days, you will observe that the iron nails in test tube filled with normal water are rusted because it has water and air both. The nails in test tube filled with boiled water and calcium chloride remain unaffected. It clearly demonstrates that air and water both are essential for rusting of iron.
So dear cadets, now this is the time to teach you essential condition for rusting of iron. Okay, just see, in some areas the rate of rusting is more, in some areas the rate of rusting is less. Not only this one, in some seasons also the rate of rusting is more, and in some season rate of rusting is less. So what are the conditions? What are the essential conditions for the rusting? So let us perform one activity, then we will tell you what are the essential conditions for the rusting. Now take 3 test tubes A, B and C. In the test tube A, you have to take the water and dip one iron nail. So in this test tube, iron nail in water and air is there. Means iron nail is dipped in the water and now open air is coming. Of course here you have taken the cord, but before putting the cord here, some air is present here. Now in test tube B, what is there? Now you have filled here anhydrous calcium chloride. Do you know what is the characteristics of anhydrous calcium chloride? This anhydrous calcium chloride absorb the air, absorb the moisture from the air. Anhydrous calcium chloride absorb the moisture air and make the air dry. So here already you have put the calcium chloride here. Now keep here iron nail. So in test tube B, what is there? Iron nail in dry air you have kept. Now in test tube C, what is there? First you boil the water and put here boiled water. Put here boiled water. Now dip here one iron nail and now some drops of oil you put on the upper surface of boiled water. You know oil will be lighter than oil, so it will form the upper layer here. What is there? Oil layer is there. So now here what is there? This oil layer will do one more thing. It will not allow the air to come into contact of this boiled water. And always remember, in boiled water the concentration of oxygen is less. While boiling the water, the oxygen gas comes out as a bubble. So in boiled water the oxygen is less. So now just see what you will observe here. After 1 day or 2 days, what you will see that only the iron nail which is present in the test tube A, that is only get rusted, while test tube B and test tube C iron nail does not get rusted. So just see, try to understand what are the things which are available in the test tube A and what are the things which are not available in the test tube B and C. In test tube A, there was a free flow of air, and water was also present. But here neither moisture was not present in the air and nor air was free flow here. Whatever air was, that air was dry. So only iron nail was here. Now in this case what was there? Air was not reaching to the test tube, only it is dipped in the boiled water. So after this activity, what we can say, what was the reason that the test tube A iron nail only get rusted? Because in test tube A, water and air was present in the sufficient quantity, sufficient amount. So what we can say, that the mostly two essential conditions for the rusting is there. What are the two essential conditions? Number one thing, there must be a sufficient amount of moisture in the air. Moisture means water vapor. Water vapor must be present in the air. First condition. What is the second condition? There must be sufficient supply of air. If air is not there, rate of rusting would be less. And the third more essential condition is there, that there must be a rustable material. Do you think that without the rustable material, rusting will be taken place? There are so many substances where rusting does not take place, like aluminium metal. Rusting will not be taken place. Even though you can supply sufficient amount of air and moisture, then also rusting won't be there. So the third essential condition is there must be a rustable material. Similarly, you might have seen the bike of handles of bike. They do not get rusted because they are made up of chromium metal, and chromium metal is rust free. Aluminium metal is also rust free. Magnesium is also rust free. Do you know why they are rust free? Because they are the reactive metal. Before coming to contact of air and moisture, they form one layer on their surface of their respective oxide. Magnesium will form the oxide layer of magnesium oxide. Aluminium will form the oxide layer of aluminium oxide. Chromium will form the oxide layer of chromium oxide. And these layers of their oxide form the protective covering over those metals. So whenever moisture and air will try to come into contact of that metal, they will not come, because before that metal one layer is there. That layer is a protective layer. So that is why these metals are rust free metals. So now again, what are the essential conditions for the rusting? There are three essential conditions for the rusting. There must be a rustable material. Third one thing is there must be a sufficient amount of moisture in the air. there must be a sufficient supply of air. If these three things are met, then only rusting will be taken place. Now, to get the detailed idea about the rusting, we'll write some more thing about the rusting. Dear cadets, on the basis of essential condition, we can summarize the rusting in equation form. So, rustable material is iron, and the air, from the air, what gas you will get? Oxygen only. The oxygen and plus XH2O. XH2O, that is water vapor or water moisture here. Air. So when iron object come into contact of oxygen and water, so it forms one new substance, that is Fe2O3.XH2O. Chemically this is known as hydrated iron third oxide. So meaning of third is its valency is third. Now in higher classes you will study what is the meaning of valency. And this substance only form the reddish brown layer, reddish brown flake. This is only rust. So chemically rust is nothing but a hydrated iron oxide. What is the rust? Hydrated iron oxide. Hydrated iron oxide. This is known as rust. In this way the process of rusting you have got. Now basic question is, how can we prevent the rusting? Rusting is very much harmful for the ships. Just try to understand. Ship is always in the contact of sea water, and you know the sea water is salty. So the parts which is almost all time in contact of sea water, so they get rusted very fastly because of the presence of salt and moisture, water vapor in the nearby surrounding. The rate of rusting is very fast. That is why the parts of ship should be replaced time to time. Otherwise, what would be there? These material may be spoiled, and now very dangerous mishap may occur. So to avoid such type of incident, the parts of the ship should be replaced time to time. Dear cadets, now method of prevention of rusting. So you know rusting is a very dangerous process. It may cause great loss to our ship industry and some other industries, especially utensil ship industry. Then it should be prevented. If it is not prevented, then loss for the country could be there. It is a great loss for the country if things are made and very soon they are get rusted. So what are the method of prevention of rusting? So just you see what are the essential conditions for the rusting? The presence of moisture in the air and sufficient supply of air. So if anyhow iron object or some other objects are not coming into contact of moisture and air, so they will be prevented from the rusting. So the first method is avoid the contact of iron articles with water and water vapor and air. So they will be prevented from rusting. Second one is oiling, painting and greasing. Just see, suppose iron articles are there. If on their surface you have applied the oil, or if you have painted, or if you have applied the grease, then what is there? They will form the protective layer on the surface of iron article, and they will cut the contact of moisture and air not to come to the contact of iron. So oiling, greasing and painting, they cut the contact of moisture and air from iron articles. So rate of rusting would be slow and your article will be safe from rusting. Third method is by galvanization. Actually, what is the galvanization? Galvanization is a very important process. Just see, galvanization is the process in which zinc layer, zinc is very reactive metal, zinc layer is deposited over the iron object. So what is galvanization? Galvanization is the process of deposition of zinc layer over the iron object or iron articles. So this process is known as galvanization. Now question arises here, how the galvanization prevent the rusting? Just try to understand. You might have seen the reactivity series in 8th class, in the lower classes you must have heard about the reactivity series. I am supposing that you don't have any idea about the reactivity series. So I will tell you, reactivity series is nothing but a series of metal in which the metals are placed on the basis of their reactivity. So just see, iron is less reactive than zinc. Iron is less reactive than zinc. So when you deposit the zinc layer over the iron article, then who will come into contact with the air and moisture? Of course, zinc is protective layer. So zinc will come into contact of moisture and air. And now who will be get rusted? Zinc will be get rusted before the iron. So by the time your iron article will be saved. So what you can say, for the sake of life of iron, zinc has sacrificed his life. That is why such type of protection is known as sacrificial protection. So once again, zinc is reactive metal than iron. So when you deposit the layer of zinc over the iron object, so zinc will be coming into contact of moisture and air. So zinc will be rusted and iron will be saved. So time to time that layer may be destroyed. So time and again the layer of zinc should be deposited over the iron article. In this way your iron article will be prevented from the rusting. Dear cadets, there is the fourth method also for the prevention of rusting, that is known as alloying. What is alloying? Just see. At home you might have heard about two words. What is that one? Steel and stainless steel. Similarly, in the school what is there? The benches in which you are sitting and you are writing. What are they? They are made up of stainless steel. They are stainless steel benches. What are stainless steel? They are the nothing but a alloy. You might have seen the stainless utensils. They do not get rusted firstly. Even sometime for 10 years, 20 years, they are without rust. So what is that one? Actually, alloying is the process of mixing of two or more molten metals with the metals or non-metals. So when we alloying, then what is there? We are mixing two or more molten metals with other metals or non-metals. So what is there? Now question arises here, how alloying prevent the rusting? Try to understand. Steel is the compound which are having iron, carbon and small amount of phosphorus and sulfur. Sulfur is very less quantity, mostly phosphorus is there. So just see, steel easily get rusted because iron is there. But when we add small amount of chromium, nickel, metal to steel, so it forms stainless steel. So stainless steel is the alloy. What is this one? Stainless steel is the alloy, and which is the mixture of carbon, iron, nickel and chromium. So now stainless steel is different from steel because of the addition of two new metals, that is chromium and nickel. This chromium and nickel, they are the rust-free metals. What are they? They are rust-free metals. So, and they are more reactive than iron. So when they are melt and mixed together, so what is there? Iron will lose their individual property because iron is the only rustable material, and all metal get mixed together. Now they won't have chances of rusting. So in this way, alloying is also the better method for the prevention of rusting. So with the help of this, you can write here. With the help of alloying, alloy is formed. Alloy is formed like stainless steel, stainless steel, and they are rust free. So dear cadet, in this way I have completely completed the rusting process. Tomorrow I will tell you the crystallization. So let us recap the things. How many things I have completed today? I have started with the rusting, definition of rust also, essential condition of rusting, and one activity, then method of prevention of rusting. So in method of prevention of rusting, we have discussed the galvanization, alloying, ironing, greasing, and painting. So in this way, this particular portion is over. So dear cadets, now this is the time to check the learning outcome. Just see. Now today, how many things I have taught? So many things I have taught. Now I am giving you some question. What is rusting? What is rust? What are essential conditions of rusting? What is galvanization? Write their answer and now submit me for checking on the same number. Thank you.